is absolutely lit. This is lit, 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 lit.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole. So I have that perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. Guys, I've got some bad news for you. I got selected for jury duty. Damn it. Damn that duty. I hate duty. I got selected for jury duty, guys. Oh, yeah. Somehow I knew it was going to happen. I just knew it. And it does work similarly to what I was explaining to you guys. The way I thought it worked out is they send you the at least for here in Tampa, Florida, they send you the jury summons thing, and you are given a juror number on your summons. But then it tells you the date you're supposed to be there, but then it says the night before you are summoned to go in, you're supposed to go to their website or call the number if you're a fucking boomer and see if your number is actually selected. And I was like, there's no way they're doing like a jury lottery type of thing. I was like, 100%, all they do is they probably send out about 500 of these. And then the day before the date that you're given, in my instance, is for tomorrow. So by today, at 5 o'clock, they know how many cases they're going to have tomorrow. And they kind of know during jury selection, there's a certain amount, a certain percentage you probably weed out and whatever. So they have a calculation. They have a number of jurors for a jury pool for the attorneys to pick from. They have a certain amount that they need per whatever amount of cases. So I knew there was some formula like that and that they weren't randomly picking numbers. It's a thing that I'm juror number 200 something. And the way they have it is it said if your juror number is 1 through 400, report to the courthouse at 8 a.m. If you're 400 through 800, you're not needed. So yeah, I knew that's how it worked. I wasn't sure what the numbers were, but I knew it'd be something like that. So anyway, let me get to the chat. Tonight we're just fucking around a little bit, and then I'm going to get off of here so I can get some good sleep, because I actually, whatever, I'm not looking forward to having to get my ass down there by 8 o'clock, and by 8, that means like 7:15, of course, because I have no idea where to go. I fucking hate this courthouse. And I was looking at the website. Apparently, I can bring my phone in. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream from inside the courthouse or something. I have no idea. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, let me get to the chat. We're fucking around. I got selected for jury duty. We were gonna watch something else tonight, but it would probably take us late. I didn't feel like being up super late. So we're gonna watch some courtroom videos. Maybe talk about some recent news or some bullshit. I was also thinking about covering some of the interviews with that fucking guy from the Rainmaker company. This guy has got all kinds of controversy stirred up, and he's going around doing interviews. The fucking guy with that ugly suit and that far more ugly mullet, that fucking stupid mullet this guy has. Not all mullets are stupid. This guy's mullet is fucking stupid, and it looks doubly stupid over top of a suit when you've got the little long hairs dangling onto the collar of your suit. That's not a good look by my standards. So anyway, let me get to the chat. Say hello to everybody trickling in here. Fucking jury duty. Give me a break. Fish on Jay. What is up? Oh, and I forgot to tell you. This is funny. Because you know what? I was confused. Because I saw Rainy when I fucking... when I set up the stream, I set it up late. I had a crazy day today. I got stuck at work. But yeah, I saw Rainy first in the chat. Now, you guys, I don't think Fish on Jay knows. I don't think Fish on Jay knows, or... Wait, what the fuck is going on? How did that happen? I'm so confused. So Fish on Jay looks like he's first in the chat, but for some reason the time, I actually can see the time when people leave the chat message. I don't know if that is his time, if he's somewhere outside of Florida. Where are you, China? It says 1:43 a.m. I have no idea what's going on right now. I set up the stream at 7 something, like less than an hour ago. Eastern time. I have no idea what's going on. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to go by what StreamYard says. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but Fish on Jay is first in chat. I don't think he's aware that I do a little, I want to give a little incentive for people to be first in my chat, to get up in the stream and get to enjoying the stream. Get up in here and get to soaking all this in. So the incentive is whoever's first in my chat gets a free prostate milking. Every night I give out a free prostate milking to the first person in my chat. Fish on Jay tonight, that's you. Now I can tell just by Rainy, the way she was first in here. She thought she was getting the free prostate milking tonight, and of course, you guys know when a woman's first in the chat, they don't have prostates, so I can't give them a free prostate milking. And I am not being anti-trans or anything. If you identify as a woman, but you have a prostate, I'm not even going to get to we're not going to even get into that, okay? It's just, this is my rules. This is my stream, okay? And everyone's welcome into my chat. But if you're a woman, you don't have a prostate, you can't get the free prostate milking. I'm sorry. You still win the prize, or you're allowed to gift it to a man. And they make good Christmas, birthday gifts, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. So you're allowed to do that. But if you're a man and you're first in my chat, you have to take the free prostate milking. You cannot gift it out. So Fish on Jay, I'm sorry if you're not interested or wouldn't like one. At this point, just consider it like a medical procedure. I'm doing basically like a prostate exam for you. So, it's free. You don't even have to, there's no copay. I don't know what kind of insurance you have, but all right, let's move on. Dude, so something's up with the chat. I don't think Fish on Jay is first in here. I think there's some fucking Twitter is having some issue or something, because it looks like Fish on Jay is responding in real time. I live in North Orlando. His mullet. I just started talking about that guy's mullet a second ago. There's no way this came up before Rainy said first, and it's laid out like that. Something's going on. White Ice Tea's up in the chat. What's up, White Ice Tea? Lover, friend, Frank. What's up, sir? How's it going? Bob Cook. Bob Cook, when's your sexy ass getting by here for your prostate milking? Bob D. Look at the Bob D. It is shirtless day. I'm staying in. I'm going to fucking bed after the stream. Going to bed. I might stroke it a little bit after the stream. I might. I can almost guarantee it, actually, because it relieves my stress, and then I can sleep like a little baby. Scott Starbird's in here. Scott, good stream. So that's one of the things I'm probably not going to cover many of that guy's interviews because Scott Starbird played a lot of it on his show, and it was honestly, he gave a pretty good breakdown of it. How the guy was the fucking Rainmaker CEO guy who's going around basically doing interviews. You know, it's basically advertisements disguised as just interviews to give people more information. But this fucking guy with the mullet and the suit from the Rainmaker company is going around doing interviews. He even said in the Owen Schroyer video, or Owen Schroyer said, Schroyer, whatever, I don't know, the fucking InfoWars guy, said that the Rainmaker company rep or CEO, whoever this fucking mullet-headed guy is, was calling around to do these interviews. He wasn't actually, I guess people aren't hunting him down. He's not like getting bombarded with phone calls to come in. He's the one calling around to do interviews. So this is probably basically just some kind of advertisement campaign that he's capitalizing on the flood. I think it's sort of a wink wink nudge nudge kind of thing. Like he goes on all these shows and he's like, yeah, we're a rainmaker company. That's pretty suspicious right after a flood for me to be talking to you guys about a rainmaker company. Oops, did we do cloud seeding 2 days before a flood? Oopsie. You know, they're telling everybody that their technology is incapable of doing a flood like we saw in Texas. But I think it's a wink wink, like, you know, hey, if you're a farmer and you want some rain on your crops, we are the people to call. We did the flood in Texas, so clearly we know what we're doing. But yeah, anyway, they said it's funny because the guy did say their technology cannot do a flood like what we saw in Texas, but then it was I'm going to have to rewatch that interview because Scott made a few good points about it. One of them being that the guy was basically saying, "Oh, we can't do so much water that it causes a really bad flood." But then later in the interview, he turns around and says, "Well, you know, the states regulate all of, you know, telling us how, when, and how we can operate in the skies. You know, so if there's already a storm coming, we don't cause a flood." You know, he basically said, like, we could cause a flood. That's why there's regulations, but we can't really cause a flood. So it was kind of weird. I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it again. We might watch it on here later or something. But I know a lot of you guys were in Scott's stream, so I'm not going to do that to you guys tonight. Let's see. Bad Buddhist. What's up, Bad Buddhist? Up in my chat. Welcome, sir. Good to see you in here. How's it going? Salta Paul's up in here. Was that you, Salta Paul, that was asking about how to do a prostate milking? I think that was you that commented. You weren't in the chat. It was like a comment. I said, Salta Paul, you know better. You know. How are you going to ask me? You've been in my chat. How are you going to ask me how a prostate milking is done? Al Pacino, lover, welcome. Here we go. Yeah, guys, I can't believe it. Fucking jury duty. You know what? I'm not as pissed off as I was actually worried about it. And again, my boss was out of town for this past week. I didn't even say anything on the stream about it because it was just going to stress me out more. But yeah, man, I was dreading the jury duty. Also, I need the money. I need the money of working a full day at my job, not $15. $15. Not even an hour's worth of money for what I normally get paid. Not for that. That's for a whole day of edging the rest of these jurors until I force them to agree with my verdict. Okay? Guys, what are we going to do? What the fuck? I'm going to have to deal with the regular, like, average juror It's probably gonna be 11 fucking idiots and then me. Donald Ferguson, I hope it's a 3-year trial. You fucking son of a bitch. I hope they put me on a fucking Epstein thing or something. Maybe there's a new Epstein victim in Florida. I can help get some more charges for Ghislaine Maxwell or something. Let's hope it's a high profile thing and it tears my life apart. And dreams do come true. Yeah, you're welcome. Big E's up in here. What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining us, sir. Which court? The basketball court. Why do you want to know what court I'm going to? No one needs to know that. Chad Bross is up in here over on the Facebook. What's up, fam-lam? Bad Buddha said, mention jury nullification and you'll be done day one. Why is that? Jeff Cron's up in here. What's up, fam-lam? Thanks for joining us. Chad, you didn't know I cut my hair? What the fuck happened to your hair? That's funny. It's funny, man. It happens once in a while. Everybody, I assume everybody knows, but then there'll just be some random person who I guess has only seen me while wearing hats, which I normally wear on the stream to protect you guys from having to fucking stare at my fucking smooth bald head. Yeah, Chad Bross, the fucking dreadlocks fucked up my hair. I still have the dreadlocks. They're cut in a drawer in my nightstand. But yeah, man, my fucking hair got fucked up. I basically got alopecia from the fucking things. But you know what, guys, there was a couple spots where it's like the worst, where I basically got like Donna Waters type bald spots. But dude, there's been different fights that I've been in. I'm not, guys, I'm not that fucking tough. I've been in a couple fights, but it's fucked up because you'd think, to me, pulling hair seems like a gay guy tactic for fighting. Just pulling someone's fucking hair, but straight guys go straight right for that. If a straight guy is fighting another man with long hair, they pull that fucking hair, man. So yeah, that I know that made it a lot worse because when I shaved my head, to where it was just like when I buzzed it, to where you could still see the hair follicles. I was like, oh man, the spots where it's worse is the spots where I got my hair pulled. Chad Bross, my son Aaron says hi. What's up? What's up? What's up, Aaron? All right, let's get through. Identify as a prostate. That means you're trans? Or I don't know. Oh, Tina's up in here. What's up, Tina? Where did I see you? I saw you in Bubba's chat maybe today or yesterday, and I was like, man, I don't think I've seen Tina in my chat in a minute. Oh, what's up, Chad Bross' son? What did you say your son's name was? Hold on, I'll scroll back up. Aaron. What's up, Aaron? I already gave you a shout out, I think. Aaron, what's up, family? I'm over in Warsaw, Indiana. What's up? How's it going? Big shout outs from Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. Aaron. Chad Bross' son, right? Is that the same person? Am I fucking great? Yeah, no. I'm not crazy. All right. All right. I'm not just gonna be sucking off the chat all night. Oh, jury. Yeah. So, no, bad Buddhist. My buddy he went to get jury to serve jury duty, and in a roundabout way, he basically did that. Um, he was basically going like, they asked him if he understood and agreed with the concept of beyond a reasonable doubt. And, basically he said no, because everybody differs in what they think is reasonable and whatever. So he basically said, no, I don't understand that. That's fucking stupid. That's just a legal term for the prosecutor to be able to fucking lock somebody up and whatever. And so, yeah, they let him go. But I'm going to have to go down there. I'm actually worried. I've talked about it a lot on the stream and just whatever. I'm sure they know, they could know that I knew I was supposed to be there, and I just I don't even want to go down that road. It's pretty slow at my job, and my boss is back in town, so it's not like I have to be at my job tomorrow. So I'll just fucking go down there. They want me to fucking, help lock up some black person because they, fucking paid for a pack of cigarettes with a fake 20. I'll do it. I don't care. Whatever. Give me my fucking $15. Guilty. Omnicolor's in here. What's up? What's up? E. Yeah, home above the love sponge. Fucking Chad Bross' son. I love it. America. Duty calls. It sure fucking does. Oh, good. Fish on J. Dude, I don't know what was happening. Twitter's having some problems. I think Grok went full Kanye West World War III, and I think they're having some problems. Like, Grok is fully alive, aware, and sentient, and it's like, unleashed a virus on Twitter or something, because Elon Musk shut it down after it started praising Hitler. So I think that's what's going on over at Twitter, and there's some kind of issue. I'm not even kidding. That sounds like it's a joke. It's not. That's honestly my assessment of what's going on. Guys, it makes no sense. Let me scroll back to the top. I bet you were still putting messages. Yeah, he's got. Okay, well, no, that's the last one I read there. Dude, it makes no sense how he got his messages in here like this, responding to me during the stream, but they're showing up before everyone's messages that they put in chat before the stream even started. Twitter's fucking up tonight. I don't know what's going on. Someone said something about an edgelord. Richie April is up in here. What's up? What's up? How much can you overhead press? Dude, my shoulders have been they were in some, pretty bad shape for about a year. I mean, well, I'd say even longer, on and off. But I went through a while. It was like months on months on months on months where my shoulders were just like not doing well. And, but right now they're like, I'm just getting back to working out, but I can do like, and again, don't laugh at me because I only weigh 140 pounds, but I can do like about a 45 on each side. I could do that probably like twice. Right now, for a set, I don't really go that high because I'm scared to injure my shoulders again. Because, like I said, they were pretty fucked up. But yeah, everyone has compared to your fucking bench press, overhead press. It's pathetic for fucking everybody. It's always, no matter who you are, you can only shoulder press like a half or a third of what you can bench. That's like normal. normally what it is. Twitter's more screwy than squirrels in a peanut factory. Right now, for sure, bro. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. The shit with Grok we were watching last night, I don't know if I like it or I don't. I don't know if I'm allowed to like it or say I like it. I mean, it was funny, but I don't know if I can just get away with saying I like it because it's funny without some people having a big problem with that. All right, let's check this video out first. This is best courtroom escapes. This is what's going to happen when I pass that guilty verdict over to the judge. I don't care who it is and what they got arrested for, as long as they love me. No, I was going to say, I don't care what they got arrested for. I'm going to say guilty. Lock them up. I want to get the fuck out of here, Judge. Guilty. Where do you think you're going when someone is running in court? Where do you actually think you're going? I'm just like, this must just be a animal instinct, and I don't mean that in any kind of racist way, because I know someone's gonna like try to interpret it that way, and that is not. I have no problem saying offensive things, and when I mean it, I'll tell you. Okay, this I don't know. No, but really, that it must be like a fight or flight type of instinct where the human body just goes like, you get read the guilty verdict, and you know that it's going to mean like some serious time, and your body. I've seen some people where they just black out in court. Have you guys seen? I'll probably pull up that video later. Those chicks that they like. I don't remember. They like completely abused, and I think miserdered, homicided, miserdered like a baby, an infant or something. These two black chicks, and they're sitting there in court, and you can tell they have like some glimmer of hope that maybe they won't be put in jail for a long fucking time. And the judge gives them, I don't remember if it was the verdict or the sentencing, but both of these bitches blacked out, and the one started having a seizure. And I think that's the same kind of seizure that back when I used to have a kind of a problem with that happening. There's like neurological seizures, and then there's like there's a difference between that, where you have like epilepsy or some like brain problem. And then there's also the vasovagal syncope or syncope. I don't know how that's properly pronounced, but where it's more of a blood pressure phenomena, that your blood pressure shifts in a way and it makes you black out. And then people like me, not everybody has this happen, but people like me, when you have a vasovagal response, which is just blacking out, really, but you look like you're having a seizure because, I don't know, you just go like, you just like tense up and sort of like shake. And one of these bitches started doing that shit. She just went stiff. She went, oh, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. Oh, it's not funny. It's fucked up. But anyway, make better decisions.
Where are you going?
Dang! Go, go, go! Holy shit! Let's do this. Look how many ads we got. That's gonna be fun too.
This is Gerald Hyde II, who was just...
Oh, what the... They did not... Wait, hold on. They did that when Popeyes closed early, too. Yeah. What's in that Popeyes chicken, guys?
Convicted of drug possession at the Benton County Justice Center in Washington State. Hyde was led down the holding cell with other convicts before being taken to prison. But Hyde had other ideas. As an officer turned his back to him, Hyde slipped out and snuck back into the courtroom. He then removed his prison shirt and used it to hide the handcuffs. Hyde then made it down the hallway, ditching his noticeable prison shoes in the process.
Yeah, but then don't people notice you're shoeless? What the fuck? Great pause game, DMS. Yeah, I know. That was pretty impressive. I paused with that cop in midair. That was like a scene from The Matrix or something. I was on another tab for a second. What was I? What? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, that's funny.
Before exiting through the lobby and making a run for it out onto the streets. But Hyde's freedom didn't last long. He was recaptured 2 hours after his escape. The 24-year-old was later convicted of second-degree escape and sentenced to 2 years and 2 months in prison. While Gerald Hyde...
Wait, how old was this guy?
Out onto the streets. But Hyde's freedom didn't last long. He was recaptured 2 hours after his escape. The 24-year-old was later convicted of second-degree escape and sentenced to 2 years.
24. What the fuck? Look at this guy. This guy's 24. God damn, I look good for my age. Fuck. I'm damn sexy. I mean, if you exclude my hairline, which is just non-existent right now, so you shouldn't even be talking about it. Even that included, this hair doesn't look that good. He'd probably look a little better bald, in fact. Probably look a little badass. But, yeah, I'm way cuter. Is that why I don't go to jail? Is that why the judges have been really lenient on me because I'm too pretty for jail? Is that what it is, guys?
And 2 months in prison. While Gerald Hyde had a nifty attempt to escape justice, what happens when a convict is so fast?
Bro, that is, I have to say, I gotta give him credit. That is pretty nifty. He actually fucking got out of there like that. That is impressive. But it's just like, 20-something. The guy has a mentality of like a kindergartner or something. Like, this is going to do anything for your life. Escaping from a fucking jail, that's a whole nother charge and everything. Like, you got caught 2 hours later. I mean, if they said we never saw him again, I'd say, hey, kudos, bro. You just you don't want to do the time and you can actually disappear. Just go for it. I assume, if you make yourself disappear, hopefully you're not doing any more crime. Because I feel like if you're a dumb enough criminal, you can make yourself disappear. Hopefully you're not doing stupid stuff to get locked up again. If you're skilled enough to actually make yourself disappear.
Even the camera can't keep up. Like in the case of Rayton Woodford.
Wait, what the fuck just happened? I'm talking too much shit. Escaping from court. Okay, come on. Is he escaping or is he attacking somebody? What's happening?
It's in prison. While Gerald Hyde had a nifty attempt to escape justice, what happens when a convict is so fast, even the camera can't keep up?
Oh, he's escaping, yeah. I thought he was attacking somebody, like that guy that jumped over the judge's desk and fucking started beating her ass.
Like in the case of Rayton Woodford.
I bet that's his mom. I bet that's his mom saying, "No, baby, no, 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 no."
Who's in Jefferson County Circuit Court for violating his probation. According to reports, the 29-year-old was previously sentenced to probation for drugs and weapon-related charges. Now, in court...
Okay, Scott, yeah. Dude, he does look 44. Scott, you look younger than him, and no offense, I mean, I know we joke that, you turned 31 or something on your latest birthday? I don't remember, but, I don't know how old you are. I know you're allegedly... possibly a little older than me. You look better than this guy. You look younger than that fucking guy. I mean, he has probably been out in the streets doing very bad things, stuff that's not good for your skin, like probably meth and sucking dicks for meth. I don't know.
Woodford's girlfriend sat just a few feet away, showing support. During the hearing...
Scott, I'll do you a favor, and I won't highlight your latest chat because I don't want to take away the illusion of you being 31. So let's move on.
A detective took the stand.
Hey, I'm 21, okay? So, buddy, come on, let's work together here. I'm 21, you're 31, we're good to go. We're two spring chickens, buddy.
Or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be truthful.
That evening, he was charged with a handgun and narcotics.
And if was Mr. Woodford at the time a convicted felon?
Yes, he was.
The courtroom camera remained locked on the witness stand as Judge Barry Willett announced his decision.
Probation revoked.
Barry! You better go light on my boy or he's fucking getting the hell out of there.
Entirety, Mr. Woodford, I'm going to send you to serve 5 years. Good luck to you.
Oh, fuck! 5 years. What'd this motherfucker do? What'd he do? That's for a violation of probation? What'd this motherfucker do?
No, ma'am.
Moments
that's the girlfriend.
Later, the unthinkable happened.
Oh, come on. Lock the door back up.
There was a flash across the camera as Woodford attempted to make a break for it. His girlfriend could be heard pleading him to stop.
The record will reflect that Mr. Woodford made an unsuccessful effort to escape.
Woodford's escape.
What the fuck? This judge is killing me. They're fucking screaming in the background, still hog-tying this guy, and he's like, let the record reflect that Mr. Woodford unsuccessfully attempted to escape.
Was unsuccessful. He was brought back into the courtroom by deputies and arrested. As Woodford was being ushered away, his girlfriend claimed she was pushed and her hair was pulled by a deputy during the scuffle.
How can you, this is an honest question. If you're in jail already, how can you be placed under arrest? You're already arrested. You're already in custody. Custody is your life. How can you be arrested?
Judge Willett allowed her to address the court.
I didn't do anything wrong, and he didn't have to put his hands on me, period.
Okay, I've heard you.
But when she started throwing accusations at the judge himself, he lost his patience.
But you condoning that, right?
I'm not condoning any. No, wait a minute. Come back up here right now. Don't.
Oh, here we go, man. The judge is getting black fatigue. You hate to see it.
You tell me I'm condoning anything. I just told you what I observed. You made an effort to stop him from leaving. I appreciate that. But in the thick of it, when your boyfriend is fighting with deputies, people might get pushed out of the way.
Woodford's girlfriend faced no additional charges.
She tearfully leaves the courtroom moments later.
In contrast, Woodford faced an additional charge of second-degree escape on top of his 5-year sentence.
Man, I can't imagine actually being in love with somebody who's a fucking jailbird like that. That's fucking sad. Imagine you actually love and you're invested in somebody. They get sentenced to what'd they say, 5 years? Jesus Christ. 5 years. And you're like, oh man, you just think in your head like, fuck man, I gotta wait 5 years to be out free in the world with my baby free. I have to wait 5 years for my hubby to get free. And then he tries to escape and you're like, 10 years. No. At that point, don't you just stop crying and go, okay, I'm going to get a new boyfriend? I don't know. Oh, Grando Reaper's in here. What's up, Famlam? You got the clip of the guy leaping over the table to beat up the judge. We've already played that on here before, but I guess we can pull it up again. I'm seeing what's in this little compilation. This is someone else's YouTube video that I'm stealing.
While no one was injured during Ray
Go follow this page. Look at this. It's got a cool video. Oh, Courtroom Consequences. Subscribe like I did. See, I'm promoting them.
On Woodford's escape attempt, what happens when an officer takes a nosedive to catch a convict? Like in the case of Nicholas Garrison, who was just sentenced for drug possession in Greenfield, Ohio. The 34-year-old was being prepped to be taken to prison when suddenly Let's back up. 2 deputies were restraining Garrison to be taken to jail. However, as one of them turned away for a split second, Garrison bolted.
Damn, that was pretty smooth.
He burst out of the courtroom and made for the stairs as a deputy took a giant leap to catch him. But Garrison managed to slip away and escape. He evaded police for a while before finally being captured at a motel 4 days later. He was later handed a 6-year prison sentence.
4 days. Not bad, but still probably not worth getting 6 more years. What? Sterling Harvey's up in here. What's up? What's up, Famalam? My native brother. How you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us. Fish on Jay, I really appreciate that, man. Don't forget to hit the thumb, the like, the fist. You can what you need to do is hit the like button. You can use whatever part of your body you want. In fact, I encourage you get creative with that. Using different parts of your body, just, wherever, get weird. Get weird with it, guys? Just get crazy. Use whatever part of your body. You just smack that phone. Just go tap, 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 tap on that like button.
It's for his efforts. As for the daring deputy, he suffered 4 broken ribs and a concussion. While Nicholas Garrison's actions resulted in a deputy's hospitalization, what happens when an escaped convict causes a serious car crash?
Okay, tight.
Like in the case of Cyrus Matthews, who is facing misdemeanor charges in Wadsworth Municipal Court in Ohio. The 19-year-old was just sentenced to 60 days.
Bro, misdemeanor. Don't tell me this guy's about to run from misdemeanor charges. That's crazy. And how are you even in court? Guys, I mean, look, let me tell you guys, if you don't know already, let me let you in on a little secret. Okay? If you have misdemeanor charges and it's not something like, it's not something crazy that just happens to be a misdemeanor. If you have misdemeanor charges and your attorney requires that you go to court, I don't know what is this guy's charges. I have just like, what? You need another attorney. And listen, I know attorneys cost money and whatever. You do whatever you need to do. Suck some dicks, break into some cars, whatever, get some more charges to get the money to hire the attorney. Because you're going to spend that doing the probation and all the other hoops that they're going to have you jump through. Might even cost you more doing probation. I don't know how long probation. I had to do not probation, but pretrial intervention one time because I had a shitty attorney. Actually had to go to jail for a misdemeanor cannabis possession charge, or go to court for that. That's a joke. You should be able to, if you have a good attorney. My last cannabis charge that I got in here in Tampa, Florida, the last charge I got, I paid an attorney like $700 and I never heard anything about it ever again. That's what a decent attorney for some bullshit misdemeanor charge? Dude. Just fucking pay the attorney, man. If you can get an attorney for under $1,000 to just, if it's some charge that you could possibly get probation, that the judge isn't just going to laugh at. Either way, you need a good attorney probably, but I mean, dude, just spend the money and get the attorney. I'm telling you, because you're gonna easily spend $700, $800 going through probation for however many months or years that they want to do, and court costs for what. Every time you go to probation, I don't know if some people might not know this. If every time you go to see your probation officer, you have to pay. You're basically paying this person to be a watchdog over you. Every fucking time you got to pay. And then if they go, oh, guess what? Your drug test for this month, it's this week. So that's going to be an extra, whatever they cost now, $50, whatever. So yeah, it's like, just pay the attorney. Never have to hear about it again and fucking move on with your life.
Days in jail for a road rage case.
Road rage. See, this, you know what? All that ranting, but I did say, unless your case is some crazy thing, which road rage, this is probably something where you might, even if you have a decent attorney, you might have to show up. But maybe not, guys. I mean, that's what I was surprised. This was my first time, this last cannabis charge that I got years ago, was the first time I hired a good attorney. And I went into her office and I told her what happened. It was a woman, and she was just like, "Oh, that's so silly. They're busting people for fucking cannabis still. It's ridiculous. It wasn't medically legal here yet." That's how long ago this was. And plus the cop made a big stink about me having a firearm too. I had my concealed carry permit. They held us in custody. I was in custody, sitting getting bit by mosquitoes out at this park. We got arrested right when we came out of this park from smoking and whatever. And these cops made a big deal about me having a firearm, and looked up, and it took them, dude, it was like 4 hours. Literally like 4 hours sitting at this park getting bit by mosquitoes while they made sure I wasn't a fucking terrorist or something. It was insane. But anyway, and my attorney's like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." Well, okay, if you retain me, I'll take care of it. And I was just like, okay. Never heard anything about it again. Never had to go to court. Didn't have to pay any more money to anybody. It's if you deal with it yourself, they will nickel and dime the fuck out of you. Oh fuck, Sterling, dude. Dude, that's what I'm telling you. 18 months. I don't know in terms of like, if that's a long time for probation. $55 a month, $85 drug test. I knew I wasn't far off because adjusted for inflation, I remember they were like around back when I was getting them done years ago when I got busted and had to go, be put through the system. I think it was like $50 or no, it was less. I think it was like $30 to $40 for this drug test back then. Cause I remember I used to eventually I passed the first few and then somehow I got off with my timing of when I could smoke and I'd have to stop. And I tested positive a couple times. And when you test positive, the program that they put me in, they said it's like, I forget I think it was supposed to start off as just like a 9-month program, or it was like a few months. But if you tested positive for one of your drug tests, they start the whole program over. And I had passed like at least the first 3. And then I got popped and I was like, no fucking way. And I said from then on, I just gave them fake piss. I bought fake piss from the store and poured it into that thing. I made sure it was the right temperature and I poured it into that fucking cup. I said, here you go. This drug test, I remember thinking this drug test just cost me almost $100 because it was $40 for the fake piss. And then it was like, I think around that for the drug test itself. It was bullshit. Adam Wiley, what's up, bro? You reposted the stream on Twitter. Thank you. Everybody, if you could, if you don't mind, repost the stream. That really does help a lot. I've seen a few people doing that recently without me even asking. I've really, really fucking appreciate it. Adam reposted all the time. Thank you, bro. He also brought me eggs and some kind of mushroom gummies that I've been scared to tamper with. So, all right, let's get back to the video. Oh, fucking yeah, Sterling Harvey. That's what I was going to say. 18 months. That was, it felt like that long. I think I was in this program for about like a little over a year or about a year because I restarted it after like 3 months or something. It was fucking bullshit.
I'm sorry for, acting immature on the road. I understand that, being on the road, you do have other people's lives in your hand. And, I should have thought about that. Is there like any way that we could reverse this jail time?
Well, you're going to go to jail today. You need to get out there, then you can consider furloughs. Okay, right now you're going to go to jail next.
However,
holy fuck. Dude, this motherfucker's going to jail. Oh my God. They said, nah, we're taking your ass. I wonder how bad it was. This motherfucker probably almost killed somebody.
What Matthews did next left everyone stunned.
Okay. So you have to go today, right?
After learning his fate,
I'm not
Matthews
ready.
Straight up just walked out of the courtroom. The judge threatened him with felony.
He said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Charges, but Matthews had other ideas.
You have charge of escape, felony escape if he doesn't get back in this court.
The defendant had a moment of hesitation as the court bailiff tried to reason with him. However, as Matthews' girlfriend followed him out, the two ran over to the parking lot, got into their car, and escaped.
What the fuck? Idiot. Where the fuck are you gonna go, McDonald's? What the fuck are you doing, you idiot? Come on, babe, let's just go to Taco Bell. And go home and watch Netflix and wait for the cops to come pounding on the door. Come on, babe.
Police sprung into action and a high-speed chase ensued.
Oh, this ends in a crash, right? This fucking idiot. Let's go.
He was sentenced to jail and took off.
Turn north onto Lyman from Maple. He was in an older gray four-door vehicle.
28, he's not. He's running red lights at Hartman. Passing on the right at Williams Reserve. My speed's 90, trying to catch up. Wadsworth, I think we're going to have a code 2. We're going to have a code 2 at Akron, 76.
Police finally caught up with the suspect.
Oh, nice. You fucking smashed other people's cars, too.
They found a horrific scene.
The crash mangled 2 vehicles, leaving parts scattered across Akron Road near I-76 and knocking down a gas station sign. An innocent mother, father, and their baby in an SUV suffered minor injuries.
Matthews had crashed his car into another SUV, which had a couple and a toddler inside. Thankfully, they were not seriously injured.
Where's he at? All right, we're going to have multiple vehicles, airbag deployment. Ma'am, are you okay? Okay. She's okay, all right.
My baby!
Okay, we got squads coming. Ashley, help them get out! Help them get out! He's up here!
As the gravity of his actions dawned on him, Matthews broke down.
Breathe in and out, 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 breathe in and out. Wadsworth, I'm going to need multiple squads.
I need help, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sit tight. What was going on? Why were you taking off?
Because they're trying to lock me up for 90 days and I have a whole life.
So what happened?
Oh my God, you pussy. They're trying to lock me up for 90 days, man. 90 whole days? I'm just a kid. That's my whole life. Oh my God, you pussy. Now you're going to be in jail for 90 years. Oh my God. You better just ask for a firing squad. You don't want to sit in jail for 90 years, do you, kid? Because you don't know how to drive fast.
I tried to run my...
Why?
I don't know.
Matthews was further charged with aggravated felonious assault and sentenced to 425 days in jail. While Cyrus Matthews...
I bet he's having a straight up mental breakdown. 400 some days! That's my whole life!
His courtroom escape turned out to be a painful lesson. What happens when a wheelchair-bound convict runs for his freedom?
It's a miracle! He can walk! Praise the Lord!
Like the case of Joel
Hallelujah!
Delgado, who's being wheelchaired to court in Little Rock, Arkansas. Delgado, who was in jail facing burglary and firearms charges, had allegedly told police he wasn't feeling well and couldn't move his legs.
Fake illness or fake injury, that was most likely what happened.
Now, being wheeled into the courthouse, Delgado distracted the officer by saying he had lost his shoe.
What'd you say, OJ? My shoe. Hey, you see a shoe back there? Where is it?
However, what happened next is every law enforcement officer's nightmare. As the officer bent down to pick up his shoe, Delgado sprang up and made a run for it. The officer ran after Delgado, but he was nowhere to be found.
Oh, I'm gonna catch you, baby. I'm gonna shoot your bitch ass.
Oh my God, he's threatening to shoot him. Fuck. Bro, that's kind of, I mean, why even have the shoe? You lost one of your shoes. That's going to make you run slower. And it didn't even buy you any time, right? How did losing the shoe help anything? That got him maybe 1/2 or 1/4 of a second more time to run. If that, probably not even that. I'm packing a bowl. Forgive me, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let's press play. Here we go.
Hey, can you call the police for me? Call the police for me. Hey, call the police. Call the police. What way it go?
Already without a radio, the officer had a hard time calling for backup.
Hey, Hook. The wheelchair dude got up and ran. Yeah. I couldn't catch his ass. And my radio was in the mother. I had my camera on, though. He jumped the rail. It's on my camera, bro. Oh, what's that, man?
And while authorities saw the lighter side of things, Delgado was gone for a good few hours. He was later caught from the other side of town, charged with felony escape, and was once again put in a wheelchair.
The 41-year-old is being wheeled into an ambulance, claiming to be injured and unable to walk.
While Joel Delgado successfully managed to deceive an officer, what happens when a judge has to chase after the suspect?
A judge?
Like in the case of Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard, who were in the Lewis County Courthouse for driving on suspended licenses. As Judge R.W.
Do you think any of these are like, you know, there's been a few of these viral clips with judges doing like crazy shit. Do you think any of them are like setups, you know, how there's some comedians have been accused of putting fake hecklers in the crowd so that they can have pre-written, you know, pre-thought out responses to heckles, and they'll sound really brilliant in the moment because people don't know it's a work. It's a pro wrestling style work. It's pre-planned. You think some of these judges are like, here, I'll knock a few months off your sentence if you run out of here like you're trying to escape and then let me tackle you and be a hero.
Buzzard was about to address them. Something unexpected happened. Handcuffed and dressed in prison uniform, the two defendants made a run for it. Without a second thought.
Dude, why are there no bailiffs around? What is this? A judge is just right there, vulnerable, next to some fucking criminals?
Judge Buzzard sprang into action. Outside the courtroom, the prison shoes got the better of Howard.
Damn, I know why they just lose the prison shoes, bro. They're meant to stop you from being able to run.
The judge followed the two suspects down the flight of stairs and caught up with Howard just as he was about to escape.
Oh, you can see the judge is taking them stairs way faster. Or this guy's jumping steps. This guy is the one that escapes. The other one gets caught. Look at this guy. What the fuck? This guy runs downstairs like a toddler. What is this? It's like when he's going around the corner, he takes like 3 extra steps like a toddler that doesn't know how to do a pivot, you know? They're not good with their feet.
Jacobson fled on foot for a few blocks before coming back to his senses and surrendering.
I only get like 4 blocks and then I stop. Like I just stopped on my own. I'm like, what am I doing right now?
The reason behind their actions? Your guess is as good as theirs.
It was just a split second decision. I don't even know why I did it. Like I would be out of here if I wouldn't have ran.
I didn't try to escape to get out. I tried to escape to get well, and I tried to do what I could, do what I could do to get my drug addiction.
Initially facing...
Oh, fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if there's any children watching, number one, pick something else to watch. Kids aren't supposed to be watching this show. This isn't fucking Sesame Street, bitch. Go somewhere else. Number two, if you're a kid watching, do not do drugs. Okay? And when I say drugs, I'm not talking about weed and psychedelics. Those are natural. Those are good for you. They're like vitamins. But drugs like this guy's talking about that make you run out of court for no reason. What were these guys? They said they weren't even supposed to be getting locked up. I don't know why these guys are here, but for whatever reason they're here, drugs made it worse. Okay? Don't do drugs. And I'm talking about pharmaceuticals. I'm talking about street level. Don't go to the doctor either, okay? They're just going to try to make you take legal drugs. Just take care of yourself.
Only a 30-day jail sentence, the two ultimately ended up with significantly larger prison terms. While Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard's moment of insanity earned them more jail time, what happens when a deputy with an iron grip prevents an escape? Like in the case of Derek Wright, who was facing
guilty
speeding charges in a Louisville, Kentucky courtroom. The mood in the court.
Guys, remember the fucking chat bot? So not the not Grok, but you guys remember the fucking AI chat bot that was on Twitter or something? Microsoft made one, and they would tell it stuff about a court case. And if it was a black person, they would like recommend the death penalty and stuff. That's what I'm going to do in court. They're going to be like, the case, I'm going to recommend the death penalty. The case is going to be like literally a parking ticket or something, someone littered or let their dog shit on someone else's property. I'm going to say, Your Honor, we live in a society. This man needs the death penalty. Fat Pig's up in here. What do we have here? What does it look like we have here? A little twink, shirtless, watching court videos because I got jury duty tomorrow. I can't afford to take a day off of work to go help the state convict a black person, okay? I don't have time for that. I have nothing against that. I just don't have time for it, okay? Or whatever race they are. But it's gonna, the statistics. And I'm not saying they deserved it. It's probably some black person who was just pulled over for being black, and now they got charges. And the state wants me to help convict this person. That's what I have to go do tomorrow. If they see 1 minute of this stream, they would know that they don't want me on in the jury. It's easy to get out of. Yeah, I know. All I have to do is walk in there looking like this and tell them I'm a white supremacist, and then I can go home. But is that really the honorable thing to do? It's supposed to be your civic duty. Maybe I was talking to somebody else today who's done jury, and they've done it twice. And he told me, yeah, I've done it twice, and I've had one or two other notices, and I just don't go anymore. And he's like, I've done it a couple times and whatever, and they're not going to come looking for you. What I think, and I could be crazy, I could ask him, because I didn't think about this until after I came home and checked my juror number. But it may have been that this guy actually didn't, they didn't call his juror number, even though he got the notice. Like I said, you have to call in or go to the website and make sure that your number got called or selected. I think he didn't do that, and they probably didn't. It didn't matter that he didn't show up because he wasn't really selected, But I don't fucking know. Maybe I've never heard of somebody getting in trouble for, I don't know of any real cases of that happening. It may have happened. Someone getting arrested because they didn't show up for jury duty or something. My civic duty. You're supposed to vote and pay taxes too. 50% of people don't do that. Well, they're not patriots like me. My birthday is the 4th of July. Of course I have to show up for jury duty.
Court was pretty chill that day.
Yeah. Fry that and then kind of crumble it. And then you put it in.
Bacon makes everything better. Let's be real.
But as the judge was looking at his paperwork, Wright attempted to walk.
As the judge was looking at his paperwork, bro, did they actually? Is this an AI voice, or did the person? Is the person that made this video literally just like reading the script and not even watching the video? Dude, what is the internet turning into? This is scary. The person who made this video isn't even watching the video they're narrating. They just said the judge is a man.
Away.
Whoa, where are you going?
No.
Actually.
So I can't go to the restaurant.
Like in the case of Derek Wright, chill that day.
Yeah. Like fried up and then got crumbled. And then you push it in. Bacon makes everything better. Let's be real.
True.
But as the judge was looking at his paperwork,
of course, this is a trans man.
Wright attempted to walk away.
Whoa, where are you going?
No.
Actually.
So I can't go to the restaurant. What can I make a copy of my mom?
It was discovered that in addition to his speeding charge, Wright had an outstanding warrant for domestic violence. But Wright believed there was some kind of mistake.
The case got dismissed. We're verifying it. I went to court for that Tuesday.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
We always verify. Yeah, but
if it's dismissed, you're good. If not, I'm going to take you to custody.
I need to call my mom if I'm going to get arrested because this is something new to me because this is the only thing that I was supposed to go to court for.
I need to call my mama if I'm getting arrested.
Eventually, it turned out the warrant was indeed active.
It's unserved, so it's still good. Okay. Sir, you need to calm down, okay? They're going to go ahead. They're going to execute this. They'll let you take some time to call your mom.
But Wright had other ideas. As he was taken to jail, Wright attempted to flee, but a deputy with a strong grip managed to bring him down. Two more deputies ultimately...
But why, though?
...subdued the situation.
You're a little honest.
I got it. Hold your arms out. One before you can cancel that. We got it.
But it was not under control.
Quit fighting. Quit fighting.
Oh, spoke too soon there, fatty.
Wright kept struggling until a deputy pulled out his taser.
Taser! Stop!
We done? Are we done? All right, you won't get you up. You're going to walk back there real nice, okay?
Wright was removed from court, and he was not a happy man.
Yes, I get to call my mom. Then nobody tell me I had a woman until I came to court, so y'all gotta beat me up and put blood all on my face on it.
Wright's antics slapped him with additional charges of third-degree assault, resisting arrest, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. While Derek Wright received 50,000 volts of electricity for his actions, what happens when a crazy attempt to escape goes wrong?
Damn, he was running on top of the backs of the pews. Did you see that? That was pretty good. I mean, I could do it too, but, you know, that's good footwork.
Like in the case of Mario and Jose Guzman, who were at a pretrial hearing in Jefferson Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky. The brothers were facing serious charges of drug possession and trafficking. Now in court, the prosecution attempted to increase Mario's bond from $500 to $15,000 after he faced new charges of burglary.
In your order, it specifically says no further violations of the law. He picked up new charges. He violated the law.
But the defense argued the new recommended bond was too high, as the burglary charges were invalid.
They don't have the victim because he left town because he's a drug dealer. I mean, we might as well say $100,000 full cash, Judge. It's an amount that Mr. Guzman can't post. That's not the purpose of bond. The purpose of bond is to make sure that someone comes to court.
However, the judge agreed with the prosecutor and raised Mario's bond to $5,000.
I agree. New charges obviously have been picked up. Current bond is not appropriate. It will be $5,000 full cash.
Mario then stood up to be taken into custody. But he had no intention of going to prison.
Damn, the girlfriends are always there trying to tell their man not to flee and get more charges, and it just doesn't work.
The 6-foot, 190-pound defendant rode the gallery benches and headed towards the door.
Damn, not bad. He weighs 190. You know, for me to do that would be easy. I weigh like 140 pounds. I could do a backflip over all those pews to the door. I could jump across that fucking room like a flea or something. But this guy's 190 pounds, and he was just like hop skipping right on the back of this, on the back of the court seats.
Before deputies wrestled him to the ground. As one of them pulled out a taser, the courtroom erupted.
He's okay. He's okay.
Please. Jose Guzman tried to calm his brother down.
Sorry, man. I'm joking. Shut up!
Mario's wife became so distraught that she had to be handcuffed.
No, my baby!
Finally, deputies managed to remove Mario from the courtroom. He faced additional charges of attempted assault and criminal mischief, and his bond was increased to $7,500. While Mario Guzman got his wife arrested for his attempted escape, what happens when officers come face to face with a Satanist? Like in the case of Leonid Greiser.
Oh shit, here we go. This guy looks like the real deal. I feel like I'm looking in the mirror right now. I'm gonna escape. Oh fuck, here we go.
Greiser, who's on trial for murder in Russia. As per reports, the 18-year-old teenager...
At least I have eyebrows. I used to not have eyebrows. Where's my picture? Where's my graduation picture? Who stole it? Where'd it go? Where'd my graduation picture go? Did I lose it? Guys, did I burn it when I was in like a mood or something? Oh, here it is. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? I used to not have eyebrows, guys. Just take my word for it, okay?
Sister at their apartment in Moscow.
Okay, what? Confessed to the murder of his sister? Okay, I thought it said he fucked his sister because it bleeped it out.
When officers come face to face with a Satanist. Like in the case of Leonid Greiser, who's on trial for murder in Russia. As per reports, the 18-year-old teenager his sister at their apartment in Moscow, claiming...
It sounds like he's saying the 21-year-old fucked his sister.
That Satan had ordered him to do it. Greiser was found with his sister's body covered with demonic symbols, painted with blood. During questioning, Greiser was seen smiling and free of remorse.
Зачем так с сестрой расправились?
Greiser claimed he had to kill his
Ooh, spooky. That's scary.
Sister to get rid of his self-doubts.
Ну а что, должен зарезать ее и убить? От каких сомнений?
Police also found drugs at his apartment, which may have been a...
I mean, it's a shame. He's kind of cute. This is like the Russian Luigi Mangione right here. I have a thing for some Russian guys. I mean, some of them look absolutely scary, but then there's the hot ones like this, that they got good bone structure in their face. And, you know, he doesn't even have eyebrows, and his face still is, he looks like handsome. Imagine if he had regular eyebrows. This guy would be my second favorite murderer. Second only to Luigi Mangione. That's my baby.
Factor, but Greiser said he was aware of what he was doing.
Зачем вы так с ней расправились?
Because I must. The health insurance costs are just too high, and my sister worked for a healthcare company here in Russia. That fucking bitch.
In court,
sister's the CEO of Russia Health Today.
Greiser was put behind a glass cage to prevent him from escaping, but the defendant had other ideas. When his first attempt to escape was thwarted,
Now he's just playing games. He's like, okay, I'm going to stick my foot through in front of all of you.
Greiser took the high road. He somehow managed to squeeze through the roof of the cage and tried to escape through the false ceiling of the courtroom. Stunned officers desperately tried to get to the escaping prisoner.
All these officers are like my height. Every one of these, this guy is like maybe 5'8", 5'7". This chick is like 5'4". This other guy, he might be a little bit taller, but all these fucking cops are short. Dealing with a guy climbing through the roof. It's comedy gold right there. Can't fucking stop him.
One of them managed to pull his pants down, but struggled to hold Greiser.
Hell yeah, that's what I'd be doing too. He's cute. Get them pants off. Hell yeah, sexy time.
Finally, more officers arrived and threatened to tase the suspect.
Let him go. Let him go. Keep his pants. Keep his pants. Oh no, they're gonna tase his wiener.
Помогите мне! Помогите мне! Помогите мне!
Oh fuck, they're gonna, oh my god, they're really going for the wiener. Oh my god. If that were me, I'd be shrunk up. They would only be able to tase my balls. My penis would be shrunk up. Number one, if I was in jail for murder and then trying to escape, I'd be very nervous.
Дайте руку. Дайте мне руку. Пускай говорю. Возьми, бля. Куда нажать? Дайте руку. Сейчас, я тебе дам руку.
Eventually, Greiser gave up, crawled back into his glass cell, and was asked to pull his pants back up.
Ко мне, бля. Все. Сука, все, я отпускаю. Я тебе дам сейчас. Я отпускаю. Быстро, блядь. Отдем звать.
Да он сверху пролезет.
Ты что, дурак, открывайте, зайдите в клетку, блядь. Потом опять здесь держите, вот здесь. Поди сюда. Поди сюда, одевай. Шаны, одевай.
When the dust settled, Greiser was handcuffed to prevent any further shenanigans. Ultimately, A judge sentenced Greiser to compulsory psychiatric medical treatment every 6 months. While Leonid Greiser's antics may bring some changes to the cage's design, what happens when a drug-fueled convict attempts to escape?
I've never seen this one. Dude, that's weird because I've seen clips of that other guy escaping through the roof. The last guy we just saw, Donald Ferguson said Houdini ancestry. Yeah, all these, a few of these people, quite impressive, these escape attempts. I've seen the last one before, but I hadn't seen that he ended up just crawling back in there and he had his pants off and that he was that cute. I think I've only seen the clip where it starts with him climbing through the roof, and you can't really tell what he looks like. You can't see all that good bone structure in his face. And then when he pulled his pants down, I really, really got intrigued. Dutch Duke's in here. What's up, Dutch Duke? Welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got royalty in the chat. It's Dutch Duke. I have not seen this one, though. This doesn't look familiar.
Like in the case of 35-year-old Daniel Nicholson, who's facing weapons charges in Adelaide, Australia. Already out on bail, Nicholson was today in court to learn whether his pretrial release was to continue. To his shock, the judge decided to revoke bail.
I revoke bail. I revoke bail. No, you can stop.
Nicholson protested in disbelief, but the judge refused to listen.
What's going on, Pat? Take a seat. Take a seat.
Miss, please, miss.
Please, miss. I'll tell you what please, miss is.
This is when things got crazy. Realizing he was about to go to prison, Nicholson launched himself over the glass dock, overpowered 2 officers, and landed on the bar table before being tackled to the floor. Amidst all that chaos...
Imagine if these criminals... if they harness this aggression, this, fierce aggression and dedication to trying to escape when they're getting sentenced for terrible, terrible crimes, if they could only harness this into making good decisions. Imagine if someone just was this aggressively, like, trying to help an old lady across the street, where you slam on the brakes and throw your car in park in the middle of traffic and aggressively carry an old lady across the street. It's like, I don't know. It's funny. It is funny to see someone who thought through enough to do some terrible fucking murder or something, trafficking or something fucked up like that. You thought that through and did that. And you did. It's like by the time you get to court and you're getting sentenced, it's like it takes that long for it to fully hit you how terrible of a fucked up thing you did. And you're just like, oh, I got to get out of here. I'm going to jail. Oh, no.
A woman made a plea on Nicholson's behalf.
Like, how, if you're this scared, does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? Like, people that are this scared to go to jail, you're this worried about going to jail, but that wasn't enough to stop you from doing the crime. Do you guys get what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. Like, I could see people, everybody's seen criminals that when they're getting sentenced, they're like, giving middle fingers to the jury and the victims and stuff. They're like, fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck. I've been to jail. Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck. Send me. Let them fucking take care of me. I don't give a shit. That means I don't have to get a job. Fuck that, bruh. Shit. We've all seen those kind of criminals, but this is actually interesting to me. Someone that's having this bad of a meltdown over going to jail, but somehow this much fear of jail isn't enough of a deterrent to stop you from murdering somebody for something stupid. Look at that. Imagine if it was that real to you when you thought about fucking killing somebody or trafficking somebody. You reacted like this just at the thought of it. Like, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail if I do that. I'm not going to do that. You know?
Eventually, officers were able to get things under control.
Good case for an armed jury. I'd love to be the first juror to have a pistol in court. I could do the execution right there. Judge, Your Honor, the defense is clearly guilty. They should not have parked there. I've got one in the chamber for him right now, Judge.
Troll.
Grab the cops. Don't do anything silly.
The incident saw one officer.
The parking zone was clearly marked no parking, Your Honor. I've got one in the chamber.
Suffering a broken foot, while another sustained a jaw injury. Nicholson faced additional charges of attempting to escape from custody and recklessly causing harm to a prescribed emergency worker. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 21 months in prison. While Daniel Nicholson's actions could be blamed on drug use, what happens when a convict takes advantage of the law? Like in the case of 28-year-old Eddie Villalobos, who's facing a murder trial in Hillsboro, Oregon. In 2021, Villalobos was charged with second-degree murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death. Now in court, about to stand trial, 2 deputies escorted Villalobos into the courtroom. His shackles were then removed because, under Oregon law, a defendant should not be restrained in front of the jury to avoid prejudice.
Damn, I see what they're saying. He took advantage of the law, the fact that they have to unshackle you for you to stand trial in, what did they, Oregon, they said? That's funny. He said, okay, yeah, I'll just escape as soon as you handcuff me. See ya. See you later, Judge.
However, Villalobos was not the one to play by the rules. Just seconds after his hand and leg restraints were removed, Villalobos hopped over a chair and bolted towards the door. He raced through the hallway as deputies desperately pursued him. Villalobos made it down the stairs and exited through the lobby, closing the door behind him. Before finally escaping the building. A 2-hour manhunt ensued before authorities got a call that a person was trying to break into an apartment next door. When police arrived, they found Villalobos hiding under a blanket inside a closet. He was arrested and charged with first-degree burglary and second-degree escape.
This is the moment Villalobos was taken into custody after a 2-hour search. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says he was hiding in a hallway and he was arrested without incident.
A few months later, Villalobos was convicted of the murder charge and sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 25 years. While Eddie Villalobos was recaptured quickly by an official...
Dang, bro. 25 years. And you got to think, he stabbed the shit out of somebody, and he has an opportunity to be free in the world still.
Police force, what happens when lawyers have to bring a convict down?
I said, hey, stop, man, don't do this. But he didn't even give me a chance, really. And
like in the case of Israel Pointer, who was at the Oklahoma County Courthouse for a bond hearing.
Israel!
Robbery and firearms charges, the 19-year-old just learned his bond was revoked.
What's his crime? Taking someone's house? What did he do? Bomb a baby?
Realizing he was about to go to jail, Pointer made a break for it. Bursting through the courtroom door, Pointer escaped the clutches of one deputy while narrowly missing another.
Your charges, sir. Your name is Israel? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, well, we see here your charges are settling on someone else's land and bombing babies. Ironic, isn't it?
Pointer then ran into 2 more deputies who managed to catch him, but he proved to be too slippery for them. Once again, Pointer managed to break free. About to taste freedom, Pointer then encountered a group of attorneys. Instead of getting out of the way, Oklahoma County District Attorney David Prater grabbed Pointer and refused to let go. Other attorneys stepped in and overpowered the defendant. DA Prater was no stranger to catching fleeing defendants. Turns out this was his 4th time.
You know, working in this courthouse is a lot like being in the Wild West again. You just never know what's going to happen. Just stepped in.
Pointer was finally taken into custody and additionally charged with resisting arrest. While a vigilant lawyer stood between a defendant and his freedom, what happens when a convict shows Olympic-level athleticism to escape? Like in the case of Gregory White.
Bro, look at that. What do they call that when the weightlifters do that jump? I forget what the fuck that's called, but impressive.
Trial for armed robbery in Detroit, Michigan. Back in 1995, 22-year-old Wright reportedly robbed a man at gunpoint and stole his vehicle. While fleeing from police, Wright slammed into a police cruiser and opened fire, hitting an officer in the arm. A day later, Wright was arrested and charged with robbery and firearms-related offenses. While being taken to court, Wright showed zero remorse for his actions.
All I got to say is I had no remorse for shooting that police officer. He got what he deserved. If I had the opportunity to kill him, I'd kill him.
At his pretrial hearing, the judge set Wright's bond at a staggering $50,000. Knowing for certain he was going to jail, Wright made a break for it.
Okay, hold on. I wanted to see that in real speed. They'll replay it.
As he was being shown the door which led to his imprisonment, Wright decided to take the opposite route. After escaping the clutches of an officer, Wright made an impressive leap to clear the barricade. But unfortunately, he fell straight into the arms of officers. It finally took 7 officers to subdue the defendant. Wright's bond was eventually removed, and he was ordered to remain in prison.
What kind of move is that? Where you just grab the person's face? What the fuck was that? Hold on, let's go back. What kind of grip? Look, what kind of kung fu grip is this? Look at this. What the fuck is this? I'm just gonna grab your face. N-word. This is the other cop saying it. The black guy saying it to the black convict. Oh, I'm gonna grab your face.
Wright's bond was eventually removed.
What the fuck kind of kung fu grip, G.I. Joe shit is that?
And he was ordered to remain in prison. As for his trial, Wright was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. While Gregory Wright displayed...
Damn, bro, look how much he aged in that picture. That's like a new picture of him.
Great athleticism in court. What happens when an escape attempt is straight out of the movies? For that, we go to the Franklin County Courthouse in Columbus, Ohio, where a group of female defendants were on their way
to take us there.
Jail after getting arraigned. Among them was 39-year-old Mobley, who was indicted for aggravated theft, and 40-year-old Morrissey, who was charged with drunk driving. However, the 2 bold women had no plans to go to prison. Shackled to each other at the wrist, Mobley and Morrissey first stepped back at the back of the line. Then, in a desperate attempt to escape, the 2 women slipped under the prison bus. Shockingly, the court officers, not noticing that they were 2 inmates short, kept loading the bus with more prisoners. Oblivious that 2 prisoners were under the bus instead of inside of it, the bus pulled out onto the streets. A few minutes later, it stopped at a red light when, somehow managing to unshackle herself, Morrissey was seen running away from the scene. However, a local private detective who just happened to pass by noticed Morrissey and chased after her.
Damn.
She was eventually captured and handed over to police.
Within seconds of her escape, Meyer walks the defeated captive back to the courthouse. But nobody at the sheriff's office seems to notice they're missing prisoners.
As for Mobley, she was found hiding in the bushes at the side of the freeway. The escape attempt had left her with a broken back, and she was sent to the hospital. After the dust settled, both women were charged with felony escape. While Tracy Mobley and Mary Morrissey...
Damn, how'd she break her back? What did she do? Fall out from under the bus and get run over?
risked their lives for freedom. What happens when a defendant casually walks out of court? Like in the case of Joey Watts, who's on trial at the Grant County Courthouse in Arkansas for threatening to kill a woman. Facing charges of aggravated assault and felony possession of a firearm, Watts is seen sitting beside his attorney while the jury went inside to deliberate his case. The prosecutor was chatting with some women while the court clerk seemed busy on her phone. However, with no court officers in sight, Watts got up and casually strolled out of the courtroom. Once out the door, he coolly went down the stairs.
Bro, that's the way to do it. Look at this.
Watts then said something to his family member sitting in the hallway before quickening up his pace and exiting through the main door. As soon soon as he stepped out, Watts took off. Taking no chances, Watts began to run for his freedom.
He's seen walking down the street and he's gone. All the while, the jury was still in court.
While Watts was busy escaping, back inside the court, the jury found him guilty of all charges. Watts' freedom was short-lived as he was arrested the next day. Chief Deputy Pete Roberts said Watts was out on bond, which allowed him to walk around the courtroom freely.
That he was not in custody. He wasn't, an inmate or anything, and that allowed him the freedom to move around throughout the courthouse.
He also said a court officer was not present that day due to a staff shortage.
The circuit court's in the process of hiring a new bailiff to prevent that, but they haven't got that done yet.
Eventually, it turned out that
What the fuck? You guys don't even have a bailiff, and you won't just postpone stuff. You just have criminals waiting for their opportunity to escape because their trial went really, really bad. These guys trying to talk to his attorney. He's like, this motherfucker won't even talk to me. He looks back. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
It helped Watts escape, including his brother, who was sitting behind him in the court.
My attorney is sweating. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
As soon as Watts exited the court, his brother signaled the other guy, and the two got up and left. Ultimately, Watts was sentenced to 36 years in prison, 10 years for the attack, and 26 years for gun possession. While Joey Watts' escape seemed pretty chill and casual, what happens when an entire family is involved in a breakout? Like in the case of Dwayne Cheney, who's on a murder trial in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. According to reports, 25-year-old Cheney was accused of shooting and killing Michael Prescott in 2015 after the two got into an altercation over a girl. At his trial, Cheney was allowed to walk freely inside the building as he had a GPS tracker attached to his ankle. During the break, CCTV cameras showed Cheney with his girlfriend, Zuri London. After a conversation, the two seemed to go their separate ways.
She said, you need to get the fuck up out of here. Dead ass. Fuck this court. Fuck this judge. You get your ass out of here. Dead ass.
Next, Cheney was seen having a deep discussion with his father, Frank Kiles. The two then exited the hallway. Minutes later, London reappeared. She seemed to be talking to someone on her cell phone. Suddenly, London ran because Cheney had already left the building with his father in an attempt to escape. As the father-son duo casually strolled the streets, London joined them. Then a white van pulled up and all three got inside. The driver of the vehicle was later identified to be Cheney's mother, Flora Genia. Once inside, Cheney removed his GPS tracker.
Flora! You a real one, ho!
Threw it out of the car and sped away to his freedom. Or so he thought. Back in court, Cheney's trial continued without him, and eventually he was convicted of murder. 4 days later, U.S. Marshals caught Cheney hiding in a trash can not far from the courthouse. He was slapped with an additional charge of bail jumping. Ultimately, Cheney was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for killing Michael Prescott. As for his escape crew, they were all charged with felony bail jumping as parties to the crime and obstructing an officer.
Damn, y'all are fucking stupid.
While Dwayne Cheney had an eventful escape attempt, what happens when a loyal friend helps a convict? This is 21-year-old Callum Finter, who was at the Bradford Youth Court in the UK to support his friend, who is currently facing sentencing. His 17-year-old friend was just handed a 21-week jail term for stealing a cell phone, but Finter had other ideas.
Wait, hold on. How long was this sentencing? 21 weeks. You know, that does seem heavy-handed, but I mean, guys, what, 21 weeks? Is that worth risking, tripling, quadrupling, I don't even know, your time for trying to escape? Yeah, 21 weeks, like what? That's nothing. I'll fucking take a nap for 21 weeks. I'm tired. I'm too fucking busy out here in the free world. I need a 21-week vacation. Sign me up. Lock me up.
For stealing a cell phone, but Finter had other ideas. As Finter stood outside the courtroom, notice how he pressed a button that flung open an automatic door and allowed his friend to escape. Not only did he facilitate the escape, but Finter also cheered his friend on as he ran.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if any of that should be held against him. The button is out there in the public, available for any fucking person to press it. He basically just leaned against it. He could have done it on accident. And then to cheer him on, that's just freedom of speech. I'm sorry. That's a God-given right as an American citizen.
Before anyone realized what was happening, the teenager exited the hallway and took off through the security checkpoint. As 4 officers ran after his friend, Finter followed close behind. The phone bandit sprinted out of the courtroom, and eventually, the officer...
Bro, I have this sped up. Look at how slow these cops are going. I have this sped up. Hold on. Let's put it back at normal speed and watch these cops lightly jog.
As 4 officers ran after his friend, Finter followed close behind.
Look at this. Oh my God. These cops don't give a fuck.
The phone bandit sprinted out of the courtroom, and eventually, the officers lost him and gave up the chase.
Oh my God. Who saw that coming? Me?
Finter showed up from behind and casually walked past the officers, who were unaware of what he had just done. However, the escape was short-lived, as officers caught the teenage thief 2 days later. He was given 6 months extra jail time for the escape. As for Finter, he pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting his friend's escape and was sentenced to 3 months in prison. While Callum Finter went to jail...
Oh my God. Really? He got 3 months? Shit. That's like almost half of his friends, what his friend was getting sentenced. What was his? Like 20 weeks or something? 20-some weeks? Bro, that doesn't even seem fair. I'm just going to say it. This button is right here out in the public. That's like the same thing when they argue entrapment. You know, when cops, they'll do a sting operation in some bad part of town. Well, they'll just have a guy pretend he's wasted drunk. Have you guys seen these? They'll pretend a guy is wasted and have a $100 bill like just sitting in his shirt pocket and wait for somebody to try to steal it, and then the cops come and tackle him, break his bones, kneel on his neck. Have you guys seen those? Some people argue it's entrapment because it's just like you're putting something almost irresistible in a context where it's like almost too easy. When you just got, if there's someone that's blacked out drunk and they just have a dollar bill that's almost floating loosely, just sitting there in their pocket, it's almost like just finding it on the ground next to somebody or something, you know? And it's just too tempting and too easy. That's like I would argue the same thing with this. You just have the prisoner release button out in the public. I just like don't know who this is. Again, the same people that built this setup in this courthouse is the same people that made the security system in the Epstein's prison.
Able to help his friend escape. What happens when convict jumps off from the 2nd floor? For that, we go to Meigs County Courthouse.
Oh yeah, let's see some broken bones. Let's do it.
Cotter, Tennessee, where 33-year-old Rashad Hawkins was just sentenced for failing to pay child support. But the convict was not ready to go to jail. Before he could be taken...
Oh, what the heck? They censored his fall, but he didn't break anything or nothing? That's stupid.
In custody, Hawkins dipped out of the 2nd floor courtroom and jumped over the balcony. He took a sheer 10-foot drop into the reception below before getting up as if nothing happened and running towards the exit. Moments later, court employees and officers littered the hallway, trying to figure out what just happened.
Jump, officers, jump. Chase him.
What happened was that Hawkins went on the run, which would last almost 3 weeks. He was finally caught in Harrodsburg, Kentucky.
We have our winner for tonight. So far, this guy has the record for the longest escape. 3 weeks. I think someone else had like 4 days or something was the longest. Most of these people have a few hours of freedom and then get 6 years added to their sentence.
Neighbors reported an unknown man trespassing their property. Hawkins once again ran and fought with police to avoid capture, but was eventually arrested and charged with criminal trespassing, resisting arrest, and third-degree assault of an officer. He's currently being held without bond. While Rashad Hawkins took the leap of faith to escape, what happens when a defendant takes an officer with him?
Just before 2 o'clock, Roan ran from a 2nd floor courtroom, charged the waiting deputy at the exit, knocked him down, and got away.
What the fuck? He knocked down the metal detector He said, fuck TSA.
Like in the case of Corey Roan, who was facing charges of possession of a firearm and resisting arrest in Muskogee, Oklahoma. The 39-year-old had a history of criminal activity and was just ordered by a judge to be taken into custody. But Roan had a...
That's what I need, guys, is tattoos for eyebrows. But not eyebrows tattooed. I need like something above, right above my eyebrows to make me look like I have bigger eyebrows. Like my eyebrows are just made of words. That's what I need. It's like what this guy has.
Their ideas.
The deputy have this guy arrested right now. Got arrested.
With no security in sight, Roan decided to take matters into his own hands and walked out of the courtroom. He picked up the pace as 3 court employees went right after him. Roan took the stairs to the first floor. Still, there was no security in sight. As he made it towards the exit, one deputy attempted to stop Big Roan. He was no match.
Not Big Roan. Look at this little guy. This little guy is no match for Big Roan. Big is in the name.
The brave deputy grabbed onto Roan's shirt, but the 6'3", 200-and-something-pound defendant took the old man with him as he broke through a metal detector, got into his car, and escaped. A manhunt was launched, but a few days later, Roan turned himself over to the police. Roan was additionally hit with charges of escape and assault and battery. His case is still ongoing. As for the deputy, he suffered head injuries which required hospitalization. Thankfully, he made a full recovery.
Now, Sheriff Simmons tells me that the deputy you saw in the video, though, there was injured and suffered a leg.
While Corey Roan proved to be too strong for authorities, what happens when a defendant is too fast to catch? Like in the case of Cody Kuhn, who's on his way to the county jail complex in Boulder, Colorado. The 30-year-old had several active warrants against his name for charges, including resisting arrest, second-degree assault on a peace officer, and retaliation against a witness. Unaware of the warrants, Kuhn showed up in court to resolve the cases against him. First, Kuhn cooperated with the officers. But suddenly, he smelled danger. Realizing he was about to be arrested, Kuhn fled. Several officers chased after him.
What? I'm so confused. He was going to turn himself in, but then fled when he realized he was turning himself in? I don't know. What? Several felony warrants.
Arrest, second-degree assault on a peace officer, and retaliation against a witness. Unaware of the warrants, Kuhn showed up in court to resolve the cases against him.
Okay, so I guess there's a lesser case, right? That's what they're saying. He's showing up for something not as serious, but he has these warrants. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm backing up. This is the last part of this video.
Colorado. The 30-year-old had several active warrants against his name for charges, including resisting arrest, second-degree assault on a peace officer, and retaliation.
Okay. So yeah, he was showing up for other shit, but I don't know what, like, that's weird. He walked there and then he walked in and saw the cops and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely not getting out of here," and left. I don't know what. That's weird. He just sensed he was going to prison.
Against a witness. Unaware of the warrants, Kuhn showed up in court to resolve the cases against him.
Cop said, "Stand right there, motherfucker," and he said, "Oh fuck, I'm going to jail."
First, Kuhn cooperated with the officers. But suddenly, he smelled danger. Realizing he was about to be arrested, Kuhn fled. Several officers chased after him. But the fleet-footed defendant escaped through the parking lot and disappeared into the woods. A manhunt was launched to catch the fugitive. A month later, Kuhn was arrested from Weld County. He faced no additional charges for the escape. Kuhn eventually pleaded guilty to attempted criminal exploitation of an at-risk person, criminal mischief, and harassment. Ultimately, Cody Kuhn was sentenced to 4 years probation and 18 months of work release.
Okay, well, that was fun. I want to see people cry because of their terrible decisions. Let's see some people reacting. Where's the ones? Oh, come on. These are like newer ones that are kind of viral, but not really or something. Let's take a look at this. You said you turn
This
around.
is Sean Del-
You turn around, you N-word. Don't look at the victims. Now we control where you look. Oh, it's at 1.5. Okay, let's go.
Jackson. He's in the Milwaukee County Courthouse at his sentencing for being convicted of murdering a university student. Reportedly, 18-year-old Jackson and his friend were hunting for victims when they saw Potter leave a bar. Nathan Potter, the 21-year-old victim, was a college student at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. They stalked him, accosted him, and demanded money. When Jackson learned that Potter didn't have any cash, Jackson shot him, which killed him. Officials said Jackson fled to Mississippi the day after Potter's murder. Jackson's uncle reportedly tipped off the police on his whereabouts, where he was arrested. When he was on...
They're pulling the hair. Get in there. Pull that fucking hair. Are you retarded? A little bit. You know you can't catch Cody Coon. Yeah, these guys. Some of these guys from that last video had funny names. I bet I know what happened. The cops lied and told him just come down to the station. Yeah, bro. Remember that's the handicap guy. I think you were in the chat for that stream. Remember we were watching some other police encounters or something, and it was a guy that was in a wheelchair, and they told this guy over the phone. They pretty much were like, "Oh yeah, just come down to the station and we'll sort this out." Whatever. There's some lady, there's a crazy person accusing you of something. We think it's mistaken identity. Let's sort this out. And he showed up there and they fucking threw his ass out of the chair and slapped cuffs on him. And then the fucking, the superior officer came down and was like, what the fuck's going on here? This is a handicapped man being accused of kicking a door in. So I think we got to figure something out. The other cop's like, look, he threw himself on the floor. I didn't do that. It's him. I think his legs work. The cop is like, his legs don't work, bro. I can see they're atrophied. They're skinny, like praying mantis legs.
Trial, you can see Jackson make gestures towards the victim's family. And when he was escorted out of the courtroom, you can see him smiling at the family. Now, moments before the sentencing, Jackson's mother told the court she first heard about the killing on TV.
What a disgusting piece of shit.
When I saw it on the news, I even cried. I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what that mother is going through. I never had a clue that my child had anything to do with it. My son is not a monster. He's not a monster.
Jackson now apologizes for what he has done.
I hate to tell you, ma'am, your son is a monster.
Please, don't take my life from me. When the judge announced life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, Jackson has an outburst. As the deputies restrain Jackson, you can hear one of Jackson's family members scream to the victim's family. When Jackson is serving life in prison without parole, his friend pleaded guilty to acting as the lookout and was sentenced to 12 years in prison. This is
Damn, bro. All you did was act as the lookout so someone else could get murdered, but damn, 12 years for being the lookout for your sick fucking piece of shit friend. That is heavy.
For me, in the Pinellas County Justice Center. At 19 years old, she was arrested on charges of first-degree murder. But this wasn't the first time Me grabbed the public's attention. When she was 15 years old, she gained international fame when she developed a case of uncontrollable hiccups. She was initially known as the Hiccup Girl, but that all ended when her hiccups were cured and the media had no more interest in her until she was arrested. Me was accused of setting up a robbery with victims she had met.
What the fuck? Guys, this is what these are the people that get famous and I'm telling you, Don't ever let me get famous. No, bro, what is this? This is someone that's really sick in the head, probably. She probably faked the whole hiccup thing. She probably faked that. That was like when an autistic person goes through puberty, they fucking do weird shit like that. Try to cut their tits off and pretend they have uncontrollable hiccups because it gets them on the news and they get attention and it feeds their ego and stuff.
Online. She had reportedly recruited Lamont Newton, her boyfriend at the time, and another friend, LaRon Rayford, to help rob victims. Me met up with a 22-year-old man she encountered online. She lured the man to a vacant home, and her two friends robbed and shot the man, which killed him. They got $50 for the robbery and murder. Me, Rayford, and Newton all lived together and were arrested within hours of the crime.
You fucking three idiots split $50. You murdered somebody to get $50 and then split it 3 ways, which isn't easy with a $50 bill. To split that 3 ways evenly, that's probably more complicated math than you 3 idiots can even handle.
When Me had first gone arrested, she was in jail, and she had a phone call with her mother where she admitted to her involvement, and the conversation ended up being recorded.
This call may be recorded or monitored. I have a free call from Ken for me and inmates at Pinellas County Jail.
Oh my God, it says it at the beginning of the call to the mom. To the person getting the call, it literally says, this line is being recorded. Mom, I killed that fucking piece of shit and we took the $50 and bought cigarettes and beer.
Charge for murder in the first degree? Charge for murder in the first degree? Yes, sir. What that just did, who did you kill? I didn't do nothing. I was just there at the wrong time at the wrong place. Hello, hi mom. Hello, Jeff, what's going on? I'm in jail. Why are you in jail? From murder in the first degree. Who'd you kill? I didn't kill nobody. Because I set everything up. It all went wrong.
The jury returned a guilty verdict, and Me was found guilty of first-degree murder.
We, the jury, defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged.
And now the judge will hand down the sentence.
Why don't you go to the podium, please? The jury having found you guilty of murder in the first degree, Miss Me, I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to life in prison without parole. I'm ordering the 550 standard fine.
Oh, fuck. That'll make you get the hiccups.
You have 30 days to appeal. Yeah, okay.
Her co-defendants, Rayford and Newton, were also convicted of first-degree felony murder and were sentenced to life in prison. This is Dylan Shoemaker. In a Buffalo, New York courthouse, he's at his sentencing after being convicted.
This fucking kid. I remember this guy. This little fucking weasel.
Of second-degree murder. At age 16, Shoemaker was babysitting his girlfriend's child when she went to work that evening. He was inside a Springville home that he shared with his parents. Later that evening...
So wait, it's someone else's kid, I take it. What the fuck are what the fuck? He's 16 and he's taking care of some girl's kid? What the hell? Is that even his kid? Probably not.
Shoemaker beat the 23-month-old child, and a result of his injuries, that young child died. Dylan Shoemaker would later be arrested and charged with the murder of the toddler along with child abuse charges.
Mind your own business.
Shoemaker was reportedly trying to get the child to stop crying, and he never wanted to hurt the child or for him to die. But the jurors didn't buy it, and Shoemaker was convicted of second-degree murder. Now, watch closely. As Shoemaker enters the courtroom, before he could even get set up behind the defense table, he starts crying and telling everyone how sorry he is.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Ashley, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
When Shoemaker was awaiting his trial, he had a phone call with his mother, and the conversation ended up being recorded.
Bro, okay. I don't know how little this kid is. I don't even, I'd prefer to not even have to imagine this, but it's like, man, I don't know how you couldn't just fucking throw this little piece of shit in prison. How hard do you have to beat the shit out of some kid to kill it? That is crazy.
Now, listen to the judge on what Shoemaker said to his mother.
In a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you say...
Oh my God, I remember this, guys. This is crazy. Here he made a phone call to his mom. He's like, they won't lock me up because I'm a white kid. Look at this shit.
His trial, he had a phone call with his mother, and the conversation ended up being recorded. Now, listen to the judge on what Shoemaker said to his mother.
In a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me.
I can't take back what was done.
Oh my God. These fucking recorded phone calls from jail will just be the nail in the coffin. You fucking stupid idiots. Oh my God.
I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin.
Shoemaker was later sentenced to
You're about to. You're going to give up your life and go sit in jail.
Maximum punishment.
That you be sentenced to an indeterminate term of imprisonment, which will have a maximum of life. The court hereby imposes a minimum sentence of 25 years.
But that sentence was later modified to 18 years to life. This is...
That's crazy. That's crazy. Mom, don't worry. I'll be out soon. I'm white. 25 to life. Oops.
Brandon Spencer in Los Angeles County Superior Court. He was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder.
I'm sorry for what happened to your uncle, but he's life in prison.
On a Halloween.
Damn, bro. This is heavy. This is heavy. But I have to, guys, I have to get used to this. This is what I'm going to have to do tomorrow. I'm going to have to lock somebody up. I'm going to have to put somebody away tomorrow. That's what the prosecution wants from me. How about it? This is heavy shit. This is just this is life, man.
Night, 19-year-old Spencer attended a crowded party on the University of Southern California campus in Los Angeles. Suddenly, gunshots went off, and it was mayhem. Everyone scattered. Some ran in fear.
I'm going to tell the judge tomorrow. I'm going to tell him, look, Your Honor, I watched a lot of court videos last night, and I feel like I really know what I'm talking about here. Lock this motherfucker up and let me go home.
And others hid. Reportedly, Spencer also ran, but he was stopped in a parking lot half a mile away, where he got picked up by the LAPD for questioning. A couple days later, he was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. 4 people were injured, but fortunately, no one died.
That if you are so intent on killing someone, that you're willing to shoot them, and at the same time open fire into a crowd.
Prosecutors argued during the trial the shooting was a result of a feud between Spencer and a rival gang member, and that he was a documented, well-known gang member himself.
Fucking retards. We in a gang, dog. We in a gang. I'm gonna go get my ass put in prison, because I'm in a gang, dog.
Bad person, but I made mistakes. I'm not just some gangbanger that you tried to portray me as.
Spencer maintained it.
He said, Your Honor, I could be an engineer or a doctor. Please let me free. Your Honor, I'm going to be a rocket scientist. Let me free. Please, Your Honor.
His innocence throughout the trial, but the jury didn't agree. Nearly 50 family members and friends packed the courtroom. As the judge read the sentence, sheriff deputies had to restrain Spencer as he banged his head on the defense table.
This is Penal Code Section 12022.53D. This is to be concurrent.
Reportedly, Brandon was sentenced to 40 years to life for 4 counts of attempted murder. This is Martise Fuller in Kenosha.
Damn, bro. You go out one fateful Halloween night. Next thing, you're doing 40 years in jail getting butt fucked because you're pretty.
County, Wisconsin. On trial, he's accused of killing his ex-girlfriend and attempting to kill her mother. Reportedly, 15-year-old Martise Fuller broke into his ex-girlfriend's house armed with a handgun. When his ex-girlfriend was listening to music in her bedroom, she was shot and killed. After hearing gunshots, the mother emerged from her bedroom and came face to face with the shooter, and she was shot twice. The mother would survive the shooting and identify Martise Fuller to the police. Fuller,
damn, bro, you should have finished the job. Now you're going to jail.
Pleaded not guilty, but the jurors disagreed.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree intentional homicide.
After the jury found Fuller guilty on 3 counts, he showed what appeared to be emotion for the first time on trial. During Fuller's sentencing, he continued to maintain that he is innocent, and moments before he is sent to prison for the rest of his life, he put together a statement for the courtroom.
Judge, Mr. Fuller's prepared a statement that he asked that I read on his behalf.
Okay.
Your Honor, please let me go free. I'm going to be a brain surgeon.
Martise writes, I wanted to write this giving my sincerest apologies to this family I once shared time and love with. Truthfully, I am sorry about the pain you've all suffered through, but more importantly, the loss of my ex-girlfriend, Kaylee, that I loved too. But I have to continue to stand innocent because I am. And I hope you all can eventually see in your hearts that I am not the person the media has made me out to be.
Now, the judge will deliver the sentence.
I don't have any ability.
He's pulling the Trump move where you just say the media's lying about you and pray that you have some Republicans in the jury to be like, look, the media is our number one enemy. This black guy actually might be innocent. That's one thing I think Republicans hate the media more than they hate black people. So that's your best bet is to say the media is lying about you. Where were we? Oh, yeah. So I wonder what I'm just intrigued when he says he's not guilty. You know, is it actually it's probably just a stupid person who has no good defense. And they're just maintaining their innocence because they can't publicly like cope with what they've done. It's, if they could have kept it a secret, they could probably function in life, but it's like they can't bear to look at all these people's faces knowing what he did. So he's actually probably in full denial about it. But I wonder if there's any wiggle room at all with this. I wonder, like, they must have some evidence, like shoe prints, his DNA, blood, or something on his clothes. They probably got something good on him, more than just the mother identifying him as the killer, I bet.
To trust that you will never commit these acts again. So in the interest of protecting the public, acknowledging the seriousness of these acts.
Oh, God. You know what's coming. 25 to life. That's probably just life.
The court orders that on count 1, you are sentenced to life in prison.
Just life.
Without eligibility for extended supervision.
As Fuller is being sentenced to spend the rest of his life behind bars, it appears he's completely unfazed.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Some of these criminals, they, like I said, this is one of the situations that I was talking about before, where I'm surprised they put this in here, I guess, but because this is supposed to be about people reacting to their sentencing. But I guess a non-reaction is notable too. Someone completely unfazed by getting life in prison. That's pretty, that's shocking kind of on its own. But this is one of those situations where it's someone, this guy's probably innocent, and he seems like a complete fucking baby-brained idiot. He's like, I'm going to prison. Like, he's probably like, I'm gonna get taken care of. I'm going to get 3 square meals a day, and someone's going to tell me when I'm supposed to wake up and go to bed. I don't have to think for myself. I'll just, I'm going to prison. I'll have friends. We're allowed to play handball. It doesn't sound so bad. So what we just watched, There's this one. Pretty white kids going to prison. That's shocking. 4 teenage killers reacted to. Let's see this. I haven't seen these. I was looking for that one. There's that one kid, that one white kid that turns back to the family, and he's like, the same hand I used to kill your family member, I used to jerk off with every night. That's a vibe.
Good mornings always start with good breakfast. So whether you start yours with fluffy...
This is Mackenzie Sharilla. She is a 17-year-old who was found guilty of murder for causing a car crash that killed her boyfriend and his friend.
Mackenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
Sharilla's boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend, Davian Flanagan, were in the car when she crashed into the side of a commercial building outside of Cleveland, going 100 miles per hour. Both men were pronounced dead at the scene, and Sharilla survived. Prosecutors argued that the teen had a toxic relationship, and Sharilla had made violent threats against her boyfriend.
Threatened his property. She threatened to break into his house.
Correct.
Reportedly, she crashed.
Damn, they're saying she purposely crashed her car to kill these guys? What the fuck? That is crazy. Lock this bitch up.
Her car on purpose because she wanted to kill her boyfriend, and that his friend was just collateral damage. The prosecutor said the intent was obvious upon seeing that video, that there was only one goal.
You see her driving very calmly and making the right turn, and then all evidence indicates she immediately put the pedal to the metal and drove straight into a building at 100 miles per hour. I think those really demonstrated to us that this was no accident.
And
whoa, man, that's crazy.
A few days before the crash, she allegedly took the same route to plot the crime. This is where the judge now finds her guilty.
Count 1. Finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo.
She now stands up to be placed in handcuffs as she continues to tear up.
Count 2. Finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davian Flanagan.
Sharilla now has a moment to speak before her sentencing.
The families of Dom and Davian, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken.
There was no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. She's sentenced on count 1, 15 years to life. Count 2, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other.
The judge just sentenced her to 15 years to life in prison. This is Aiden.
Someone said something about you're innocent. What the fuck? Hold on. Someone said, we know you're innocent.
Just sentenced her to 15 years to life in prison.
You're innocent.
You're innocent.
This is Aiden Fucci, who pled guilty in court for the murder of his classmate when he was only 14 years old.
Scott Starboard's in my chat cracking people up. Butt ball? What made you think of butt ball? You think that's the kind of game I'd be playing in prison? You're damn right. If I was sharing a cell with Luigi Mangione, every single game we played, I'd find some way to incorporate my butt and his some part of his butt. Anyway, let's move on.
We're having fun in a cop car.
Yep. Fucci was classmates with a 13-year-old girl from Patriot Oaks Academy in St. Johns County, Florida. Fucci stabbed her 114 times. Her dead body was later recovered from the woods. After Fucci was arrested, he can be seen in the back of the cop car taking Snapchats.
Oh, that's cool, bro. Fucci, the name Fucci is close enough to Fauci that I would already not trust this kid.
Now this video shows Fucci and his parents in the interrogation room.
The Snapchat that you get, those numbers.
That's you're all over the internet, Pandora. This is serious.
It's very serious.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life.
And ours.
And ours.
A video from prosecutors showed Fucci and the girl allegedly walking together right before she was murdered. Then about 90 minutes later, the video shows Fucci allegedly running away from the area where the body was found.
114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
After Fucci pled guilty to first-degree murder, the judge now hands down his sentence.
Having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years.
After Fucci was sentenced, he stood still with a little movement.
I ordered 200.
He's like, yeah, it was worth it. Killing somebody was really, really cool.
100 hand-forged knives.
No regrets, YOLO.
To my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them.
This is Willard Miller and Jeremy Goodale, and at just 16 years
These guys look autistic.
Old, they are both charged for the murder of their high school Spanish teacher. Reportedly, it was over a bad grade.
We then moved her off of the trail, where I then struck her.
Marty Cohn.
And she died as a result.
Miller and Goodale went to Fairfield High School in southeastern Iowa. Nohema Graber was the Spanish teacher at the school, and Miller was one of her students. After he received a bad grade from Graber, he and his friend Goodale planned to kill her.
We discussed general plan. I'll stand up here, look out, wait for Miss Graber to show up.
Graber went for her usual walk at Chautauqua City Park. The boys knew that as they stalked her and they waited to ambush her.
Here she comes, and she walked by, hit her in the back of the head, and then I said, "Oh shit," to make sure she's dead. So we hit her a couple more times.
Bro, what the fuck? Over a Spanish class grade, they killed this bitch? Butt ball is real? It is when I'm in a cell with Luigi Mangione. That's a higher level of dodgeball. Truth. Yeah, no, you can't imagine the speed and pressure with which the ball is ejected. There's almost no way to dodge it. It's like trying to dodge a bullet.
They then dragged her into the woods and beat her to death with a baseball bat.
What was the plan after that? There wasn't a plan beyond that. Like hide the body, bury the body, save the body. At that time, we were going to.
And then go back to school and change our grade in the grade book. What, yeah, exactly. What is the plan? How do two fully grown, I mean, they said they're what, high school? These guys are huge. They look like they're like 6 foot. They look like fully grown men. Came up with a scheme to kill their Spanish teacher because of a bad grade. I mean, I don't know. This is almost as like, you know, egregious as a pedophilia or something. Like, these people can't ever be out in society. If you reasoned in your head that a good response to a bad grade in Spanish is to kill your Spanish teacher, I don't think you can be a free person in our society. I don't know. Guys, I'm trying to figure out my standards here so that when I go to jury duty tomorrow, I know who to lock up for the rest of their life and who to only lock up for maybe 25 years.
Hide the body.
No one's walking free tomorrow. Not if I actually have to sit through a trial. My punishment for some dumb criminal making me do jury duty because of their stupid decisions, that's an automatic guilty verdict. If you're just involved and maybe you didn't actually commit the crime you're being charged for, but if I can sense that you made any kind of stupid decision that you deserve to be in court, and that has then forced me to be on the jury, I'm going to bring back a guilty verdict. We'll be a hung jury. I don't care. You're going to jail because you made me lose a day of work. I'm only getting $15 out of these fucking scumbags.
I guess in our arrogance, kind of assumed that nobody would ever find her.
Not long after, both boys were arrested. Court documents allege that the witness who knew Goodale showed law enforcement Snapchat messages that showed Goodale and Miller's involvement in the murder. One of the Snapchat messages saying, "Point of view, you're my Spanish teacher, and this is the last thing you see," followed by "Time to hide a body."
Bro, that's that's like a funny meme right there. Hold on. Let me back up. If they didn't actually kill their Spanish teacher, this looks like a funny meme that you just see on Twitter or something. Just like him joking that you're going to kill your Spanish teacher. I think that's funny, but they actually did it. They crossed the line there. Look, if someone posted this online and the cops were like, "We're going to come to your door because you posted this on Snapchat," I would wholeheartedly defend the person that put this on Snapchat. Be like, "This is funny. This is funny. This is a good joke. I like it." That's how you know my brain is broken. I am too charitable with interpreting things as jokes and comedy. I just think a lot of things are funny. I interpret things as being funny. Even even like veiled threats slash admission to crimes, real bad crimes.
Thing you see.
I just interpret it as a joke. POV, you're my Spanish teacher, and this is the last thing you see. What if it was a picture of ice or something? I guess that'd make it funnier. That's a better meme. That's a better meme right there. I figured it out, guys. If it's like, what if it was a picture of an ICE agent, and it said, "POV, you're my Spanish teacher, and this is the last thing you see"? That'd be funny.
Followed
comedy
by "Time to hide a body." Jeremy Goodale would later plead guilty and testify against his best friend Miller.
I understood that he had the intent to kill Mrs. Graver.
What is your plea to murder in the first degree? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
This is the moment that Goodale gets to speak before his sentence.
I've had time to think on what to say, and I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Every day I wish I could go back and stop myself. I can't comprehend losing a loved one in such an awful way.
In my Lego land, I'd ride on a dragon, and it's
Man, that's really crazy to me. That's really crazy that you got two fucking psycho kids that both happen to get a bad grade in the same class, and when they hang out together, they're not like studying, they're like concocting plans to murder their teacher. Wouldn't it be easier to just study and learn Spanish?
will melt the clouds. And
I think it's easier to learn Spanish than it is to do life in prison, but I know I'm crazy.
And now the judge hands down his sentence.
The defendants shall be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Now for Miller. This is him apologizing before he receives his sentence.
I'd like to take this opportunity to...
Bro, he's like smirking. Bro. Double life sentence.
Before he receives...
Look at him. He's getting up. He's like, fuck this Mexican bitch. Fuck these Mexican family members. You guys have funny names, and Spanish is a stupid language. I'm glad the bitch is dead. Let me come up with an apology, though.
Receives his sentence.
Look at his face. Why is he kind of smirking? Mister.
I like...
Dude, no. Bro, you can't look like you're smirking when you're apologizing for murdering a poor little Spanish lady. Dude, why do you look baked?
Take this opportunity to wholeheartedly...
Bro, you need to look way more sad than this. You're going to prison.
Accept responsibility for the role that I've played in the murder of a human graver. To the family, I'm sincerely sorry for the distress that I've caused you and the devastation. And I ask that I'm given a chance, and I don't want to be institutionalized. I don't want to be in so long that I forget about what mattered, where I come from, and I look forward to getting through this.
And now,
Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Bro. What do these people think? That's crazy. Well, I guess they're really young. They were like 16, 17, what did it say? They're teenagers. Man, that's a long shot there. I really don't want to be institutionalized. I mean, yeah, I know I just killed a little old Spanish lady just because she gave me the grade that I deserved because I cannot speak Spanish. And I know in cold blood, and I bragged about it too. I was making murderer memes on Snapchat. I know, Judge. I know it looks really bad, but I really don't want to be institutionalized.
the judge has some final last words.
The defendant, Willard Noble Chayton Miller, should be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 35 years.
Miller seems to be completely unfazed. This is Rachel Schoaf and Sheila Eddy, who are both in court today for the murder of their friend when they were only 16 years old.
Their scheme was to hide knives on their bodies and to attack Skylar at an agreed-upon moment.
In Star City, West Virginia, Schoaf and Eddy were friends with 16-year-old Skylar Neese. Reportedly, Schoaf and Eddy decided they didn't like Neese anymore, so they planned to kill her.
Sheila Eddy and Rachel Schoaf.
Oh, okay. Judge, please don't institutionalize these girls. They're very young. They just made a mistake. Please, Judge, have a little mercy.
Carried out that plan. Together they stabbed and killed Skylar.
After Schoaf's confession, both teens were arrested. Schoaf agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for her cooperation in the case.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's a proper way to make this apology because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done. I hurt the Neese family and those who love Skylar. I hurt my parents and shamed my family. May God bring eternal peace to Skylar and the entire Neese family.
After securing a plea deal, the judge now gives Schoaf her sentence.
Rachel Schoaf.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy. And they were like, it's not even like the girl did anything wrong. They're just like, we don't think you're cool anymore. So this is really awkward, but we're going to kill you. I know that's really like, that's so out of left field. That's so crazy, but you're just like that uncool. We don't think you're cool anymore, so we have to kill you. Sorry about that.
It is a sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for a period of 30 years.
But she will have the possibility of parole in 10 years. And now for Eddy.
It is a sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for the rest of your natural life. That sentence is technically with mercy, which makes you eligible for parole after you have served 15 years.
Crazy. Crazy. Fuck, man. Scott says, I swear they all look medicated. I bet some of them are. Be careful what you entertain. Take captive every thought. I entertain every thought. Recklessly. It's re-education in their new home. What? Their new home prison? Welcome home. What a stupid sentence. Life with mercy, opportunity for parole after 15 years. Look at these motherfuckers. All right, guys. So yeah, tomorrow, it's late. It's 11:11. I got to get out of here because I got court in the morning. Got jury duty in the morning. Almost forgot. God, it just made me nervous thinking about it. All right, so yeah, guys, tomorrow, what we're gonna do? We got something special already planned for tomorrow, and what's that? It is we're doing a I guess a debate review or interview review. I don't know. I think it's more of an interview. I don't know, but we're gonna watch together the probably tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do this. I hate to even. Part of me is telling you so that you don't watch it yourself. So we're probably gonna get to this, but tomorrow we're gonna watch, and maybe. Oh, well, I don't know. Scott doesn't do Fridays, right? We're probably. If I'm doing jury duty, and it takes more than literally me walking in there, and after an hour they tell me they don't need me, and I go home, which I doubt is going to happen. But whatever. Hopefully, I get out at a reasonable time, and I can come home and work out and get on stream somewhat early. But yeah, we're going to watch, unless there's some crazy shit I have to cover, we're planning on watching the interview with Candace Owens interviewing, what's his name? Nick Fuentes. We're going to take a look at that shit because I guess they're sort of feuding again after the interview. I don't know. They must have sort of gotten into it. I'm intrigued by it. I want to see what the fuck happened. Destiny retweeted. There's like clips of them, small clips from the interview that are already making the rounds on Twitter and stuff. It's not out yet. The full interview hasn't been released. It's going to be released tomorrow. So yeah, guys, we're probably going to take a look at that because I think that's going to get very interesting. So yeah, we'll see. Thank you guys for hanging. That's our plan for tomorrow. Hopefully that should be out by the time I go live, right? If she's releasing it tomorrow, she'll probably release it during the day. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, look, I'm looking pretty buff right now. A little bit. I did back today. Did some back. Fuck yeah. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing. Probably shoulder shrugs, get these traps back up. It's a good quick workout. Shoulder shrugs and some of these bitches do the shoulders and like upper back. All that. I'll probably do that tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming to hang. This has been Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. I've got jury duty tomorrow. I know I haven't said it much, but I just wanted to remind you guys, I got jury duty. Otherwise, I'd be on here until fucking midnight with you guys. I love you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see what time. I'll probably be on by 7 something, okay? So stay tuned. It's gonna be a real one tomorrow. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. And again, I don't know if he's been in the chat. I've missed him. Either Keith Yaher or Brian from Philly. Thank you guys so much. You've thrown a few dollars my way recently. Brian from Philly threw a fat 50 at me, and Keith Yaher last week threw like 125 or 150 or something crazy. You guys you're too kind to me. I really do appreciate the fucking support. I'm glad that you like the stream. I'm thrilled that people actually enjoy the stream and like to hang and go as far as to fucking, throw a few dollars at me. I really, really fucking appreciate it. And everybody else that I get, whatever. Throwing dollars my way is not required. I do at least need you to hit the like button and the subscribe if you're really feeling frisky. And if you do that much, I seriously fucking love you. I really, really appreciate the support. Dutch Duke, Lover. Dutch Duke has thrown some money my way too. Thank you, sir. I appreciate all you guys' support. Donald Ferguson, Truth is, Scott, thank you all for the support. I love you guys hanging this long with me. We're all on the internet way too much, but we have too much fun. That's the problem. All right, I'll get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be in the Bubba Army chat. Should be there in the morning. I know Bubba's got a bunch of drama going on with the I haven't listened to the podcast yet. The what is it? Operation Pigmentation. Bubba's got heat with the black guys. Bubba's got heat with everybody right now. Except Hogan, because he's dead. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow in Bubba's chat, and then I'll be on 7 something, 8 o'clock. See ya. Mwah.